Well, it's, just mostly business as usual as far as prepping for an opponent, giving the players the information on and off the field of what we expect from them and what we expect from ourselves and how to go about winning this match on Sunday. The we probably ask about this, but the best of three series. We're not too focused on that, and mostly it's just about having a home game and rewarding the fans with 3 points and playing as well as we can to put ourselves in a good position for the series. It'll be a very very intense match. It'll be a cagey match. Salt Lake comes in here with more playoff experience than us, and we have to make sure that we are at our best to get through this series and get through this first game.
Thank you for that. We'll start with Phil and maybe go to Dustin. Go ahead, Phil.
Hey, Ben. So just taking a step back, thinking about the start of the season, thinking about expectations, just thoughts on how proud you are and how far the team has come from this time last year.
It's been hard. It's been hard to step back through this process because of there's always been something ahead of us to keep us charging forward. I hope in the off season there will be a moment to say, okay, that was a good year. We accomplished a lot, maybe ahead of where we thought we would be at this point. Um, but Phil, to be honest with you, it's hard in this business to pat yourself on the back or think about the good. It's just not the way we're wired. All the focus and energy is on trying to win this tournament because as you do well, right, those expectations change. And now the expectations are, hey, Houston's flying and they're playing really well and they're the great, they're a great team now, and so now we have different expectations, and that's what we wanted, right, going into this. So again, I'm not complaining about that. That's a good thing, but with that comes more. Okay, we have to push by this next group, and we have a group that we're excited about. We do need to take advantage of the quality that we have, the depth we have, the performance that or the form we're in. We have to take advantage of it. I tell the guys all this. I've said it many times. This doesn't always happen, where you have a team that really likes each other, is playing for each other, and it's important to take advantage of these years.
Okay, and then just a quick follow up here, thinking about you and Pat and just kind of the philosophy that you collaborated on together to play the way that you have this season. I mean, what's been particularly instrumental? Has it been players buy-in? Has it been personnel that you've gotten? Has it been just you being in sync with Pat and that then transferring to the players?
But collectively building a team was a big part of this, and some of that was already done when I got here. Some of those decisions were made because it happened late, and Pat and Asher did a great job, I think, of keeping some guys and moving off from some guys and giving us that base, and then collectively finding new players that fit what we wanted. But what we wanted, don't get it twisted. It's not like, oh, on day one, here's how we want to play, and this is the structure, and now that's what this we're envisioning now. This has been a process, and being adaptive throughout this, and bending and shaping a style of play. And you guys could see it. There's these moments where we've shifted a little bit, and then we shifted again, and to get to where we're at now has been a year's worth of work and adapting. And that's always, to me, the way to do it. You can be rigid, but you better be able to shift and adapt throughout a season, in particular when you have a new group. And I'm open to different styles. I'm open to different formations and structures. It's really about putting these guys in positions that they can succeed in, and giving them some guidelines and some structure with and without the ball, but letting them also play free and build relationships.
Next, we'll go to Dustin. Dustin, go ahead.
Hey, Ben.
But Dustin.
Hey, with the best of three, there's the penalty kicks. I think you kind of talked about you don't have to win. Does that kind of change the way you guys go into things? Trying to find an early goal or trying to get on top early to avoid teams sitting and kind of playing for that penalty kicks.
No, well, we're going to go try to win the game, and we're at home. There's no, I don't think that's going to be a surprise to them or anybody. But you have to, do it in a smart way, and you can't be exposed, and you have to do all the things that have given us success here at home throughout the year. So it doesn't really change with the fact that it goes right to PKs. Down the stretch, does it change it a little bit, with 5-10 minutes with your subs and what the situation is, or maybe, and then, or even if you were down. So there are some scenarios that would play into it, but certainly not from the get go and how we prepare.
And just obviously, you guys winning the Open Cup, you did pretty well in the Leagues Cup. You guys have done well in the knockout rounds. You have some veterans. You've talked about building the team around guys that have been winners. How much does that experience help? As you start this playoff run.
I think it has helped. I think the players that we brought in, as we've talked about many times, we like to see MLS Cup tattoos on them, and when we get them from overseas, it's nice when they have a nice resume of some silverware. Because they've been there, and it's important, not for everybody, but if you can have some of the guys that you rely on have that experience and confidence in knockout games or competitions, I think that helps. Yeah, so the only other thing I'd say is Salt Lake has that too, and they did well in the Open Cup, and I'm not sure if they did okay in the Leagues Cup. They advanced. Yeah, so they're a tournament team, and they also, as I said before, they have playoff experience, and that part as a group, and Pablo, and he's done very well in the postseason. So we'll have to, make no mistake, we'll have to play really well and be sharp in all the phases, we're just looking forward to the game. It's a long season. We're, I don't know, 10 months in, and I think these guys are just happy that the game's here and we can get rolling on this thing.
Thanks, Ben.
Goose, go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
Hi.
We saw some pictures earlier where the Houston Dynamo staff, players, and everybody they dressed up for the Halloween occasion. We're wondering, what did you dress up as today?
Well, I woke up this morning and I forgot about it. Then I remembered again very quickly, and I grabbed. I asked my sons what they had for me, and they one threw me a what was that mask?
It was like a mix of like the anarchy, or it was like, yeah, or like a
black hoodie and a mask. The Purge.
purge.
The Purge. That's who I was. Never saw the movie. I'm sure it's probably not a great thing. I don't know, but that's what I was, but I quickly changed out of it into my gear. It was, listen, it was a lot of fun. This group has fun, and I've at times have tried to stifle that because of the way I am, but this group has proven that they can enjoy it and also play at a high level. And again, it's a little bit of get out of the way of the train and let them enjoy it, because this business is it's hard to have these teams with this chemistry, and I haven't seen anything like it. It's been really exciting to see them, off the field too, gel, but in particular on the field. And it's a wild bunch, but I think they want more.
Well, Ben, you answered my next question. My next question was going to be, how do you find that balance of them having fun but taking it serious because it's the playoffs? But you already answered that. So my next question would be, are you excited just personally getting back into the MLS playoffs from a coaching perspective?
Yeah, I mean, now you ask it, yes, but I don't, I don't think too much about my role in this and what this means to me. Again, maybe in the off season, I'll try to process some things if we're able to, really push this thing longer and get through. But everything's about getting through this next round. We don't, we'll be disappointed. It'll hurt, and that'll put a damper on the season. So that's really all I'm concerned with right now. Being back in the playoffs, I guess again, it's not about me, but helping, being a small part of putting this club back into the postseason. That in the moment feels very special. When I hear fans talking about how proud they are of the team and where we're at, that means a lot to me because I know it means a lot to Pat and Asher and the players that the community is starting to smell something good here, and that more than anything is exciting.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Maggie, go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
Hi, Maggie.
Last time you played Real Salt Lake, it was at home. Well, not last time, but the last time at home. There were several yellow cards on both sides when you guys were playing with something on the line, which was getting to the final. What is the mindset, and is there a way to avoid those situations with playoff and just, everything just being so high energy?
I don't think you can avoid yellow cards in playoffs games, in particular games against Salt Lake. They are, it's a physical team. Pablo, in some ways, we're cut from the same cloth, and our teams can be emotional and physical and hardworking. So I think it'll be. I think most series are going to be turned up, and that's just the reality of playoff soccer. And we've prepped for that. We understand the physicality and the energy that's going to come out of their group, and again, that has to come from our end to match it, and even go beyond that in a perfect world. So we'll see. We'll see how these games play out. You never really do know, and you're always ready to adapt what they're going to do or how we go about winning. But we'll see. But we can expect high energy and physicality.
Next question and last one. Do you have a favorite Halloween costume from when you were growing up and then from the players today?
Yeah, I love the ones where the players make fun of the staff. Fortunately, none of them went after me. The one player was Aurelian Collin, our assistant coach, and it was pretty good. And then one staff member was Amin Bassi. So those are always my favorite. My favorite one. I was a robot when I was young. I remember I cut it out and I made it. It was a labor of love.
Have you ever helped your kids with their Halloween costumes?
My wife's a real nut when it comes to, so she leads that charge. But I'm a creative guy. I step in every now and then.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, thank you for joining. We'll wrap up with that one. Media resources will be available later today.